IGN just dropped 9 minutes of gameplay for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I've watched through it already, so now I'm going to go over it again with you guys in a bit of a breakdown format. I probably won't cover absolutely everything because there's some things that aren't just really worth going over because we've already seen it before, but there is also quite a lot of new stuff which I'm really keen to show you guys, so hopefully you do enjoy. And if you want to stay up to date with all things Jedi Survivor, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So, starting off, this planet, a lot of people originally thought, including myself, that this was Utapau, just because of the terrain types and whatnot, but it's actually a brand new planet called Kobo. Cal crash lands on this planet pretty early on in the game according to IGN, so that is really interesting. Straight away, I'm noticing down here, you can see the like the health bar, and you can see the dual saber and double blade here, which is really interesting. So I think maybe you just use the like the arrow keys on like a controller just to change between them, which I think is quite cool. Straight away, I mean, you can already see a huge beast in the background here, which I imagine will probably fight. Straight away, though, brand new feature that we've not had before in Jedi Fallen Order is these is the binoculars or the visor for BD1, which I think is really cool. So it will just help us see over distances a lot more, and you can place beacons by the looks of it. So you've got, like, I think that's A, B, C, D, and E potentially in Orabesh. But I think that basically means we could be able to place like 5 markers at a time. This is a Tronto shell by the looks of it, I guess, this beast. So whether we'll fight it at some point, what significance it holds, we don't actually know yet. But it is still rather interesting that we do get to see it. So I think that's really cool. There you go, massive turtle. And then the map returns again, and you can just see the objective and everything there. So the map will be returning. Hopefully it does look a little bit better than before, because I know a lot of people got confused in Jedi Fallen Order. So yes. Lucre Hulk as well. Some nice mentions of Bracca here as well from Cal, which is also really cool. And then we can see Wall Running just making a return as expected. And yeah, here we have a first look at battle droids in combat again. So they have the same voices as the Clone Wars, which I was very much expecting. The B2 battle droids sound a little bit different. But yeah, I think this is some really cool gameplay though, because we get to see the battle droids and we see this other person here. So I think this particular type of enemy works for the Gendai and like the main villain of the game's story. And I made a short about a week or two ago, probably longer actually, saying whether or not I think the droids essentially are owned by these people. And I mean, this gameplay essentially proves that. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing and how they gain control of it. Another thing to notice as well is that the stamina and health bar is a lot clearer in this game. In Jedi Fallen Order they were really thin, and I think a lot of people may not have seen it particularly well. This time they've made it a lot thicker, which I think is a really good improvement. There is also this sort of gold thing down here, which I'm not really sure what that's about. If you press L with the left stick and the right stick together, then it seemingly does something, so I don't really know what's going on there. But that's still really cool. And then here we are with B2 Battle Droid and dual-bladed gameplay again, which is really cool. So, yeah. So the B2 Battle Droids sound a bit strange. And yeah, I mean, all of it... I mean... Yeah, the combat, I mean, a lot of it is the same in terms of, you know, they glow red when it's an unavoidable attack and stuff. The basis of Fallen Order is still very much here, which is really good. Oh, so I think... Oh, right, okay, so the gold thing at the bottom looks like a sand timer there, and I think that's like Cal's ability to slow things down, which is really interesting that they're doing it there. I think that's quite cool because it means there's more force power on the force meter down in the bottom middle there, so I think that's really good. What this gameplay also does show is that there are a hell of a lot of beasts and creatures to fight. That was one of the things I found about Jedi Fallen Order, which... I don't mind fighting creatures, it's just I'd rather fight humanoids and stuff, but I think we'll see a lot of beasts just from this gameplay alone. I think there's at least 4 or 5. But then obviously with the droids and stuff, there's a lot as well, and there's the Empire as well, which we don't see in the gameplay, but you can see here more creature things, which to be fair, I am really excited to fight them and scan them in particular, because I'm a huge lore guy, so really keen for that. This is another really cool thing, pretty brutal actually, just a civilian of sorts just gets killed. And then yeah, those B1 battle droids look phenomenal. Adverts. I think it's also worth saying that I'm looking at my laptop down here, which is why I'm looking down there a lot. So yeah, here we have a commando droid though. This bull thing. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. It looks just like some kind of combat droid, maybe. But that was pretty cool. The double blade looks a lot more enjoyable to fight with than Fallen Order as well, because I didn't particularly enjoy that. Got to watch out for those wrist rockets as well. But yeah, those droid things, really curious to see what those are. You got Boglings again. It just mentioned Bogano there, actually. And this is another new traversal feature, just constantly going from side to side climbing, which is really cool. Obviously, you see that a lot in like the Lego Star Wars games, so it's cool that we're going to be getting it in Jedi Survivor as well. Rather interestingly as well, actually, you can see now in the bottom left corner, it's single blade and double blade. So my theory is then, so there's 5 lightsaber stances that we know about. So there's the single blade, double blade, dual wield, cross guard, and the single blade and blaster at the same time. My assumption then is that potentially we'll have to choose 2 at a time to use. So we can't go from, so if we have single blade and dual wield selected here, we might not necessarily be able to do double blade as well. Not too sure if that's how it's going to work. There might have been an earlier example that might debunk that, but I'm not going to go back in this video and look at that. Yeah, I may have some content on that later in the next few weeks though. What I will say though as well, so this again, yet another beast to fight. The gameplay looks, I mean, it looks great. It's Fallen Order, but add more advanced. But the visuals of this game are absolutely stunning. I saw as a true tweet that the game's actually made on Unreal Engine 4, not 5. I mean, even Unreal 4 can obviously look amazing, but I was half expecting Unreal 5 for this just because of how good it looks, but it is Unreal 4 apparently, so that is cool. Oh, that's it. One of the things I was most excited for with this was that lightsaber throwing. The fact that you can go dual wield and throw both lightsabers, by the looks of it on command, is so good. That was one of the things that I was really one of the features I was really hoping for with this game. Cosmetics will be back in the same format again. You know, there's just those boxes you can slice. There's a bomber jacket, seemingly inspired by Poe Dameron's bomber jacket from The Force Awakens, which is pretty cool. Don't know if that's true. There's a little chicken, you poor thing. But yeah, pretty cool. Got some weird tumbleweed-like creatures there, which I think will be quite cool. I wonder if they fight them. Oh, that's brutal, that. Jesus. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a Stormtrooper on... It was a Stormtrooper helmet with Battle Droid marking, just Battle Droid pieces. That was pretty cool. Here we go. Yeah, so here's throwing the lightsabers again, which just looks awesome. Commando Droid looks fantastic as well. Is that gold, maybe? I don't know. And then you have, you know, again, this Enforcer-like character. Brutal from Mr. Kestis there. Oh, that Commando Droid looks sick. It's like half gold, half white. Jesus. I really hope they do a black series for that, because that would be really nice. But yeah, BD1 scans obviously back. There's the tactical guide updated there for the B2s, which is really cool. Force Echoes clearly returning again, which is awesome. That is the end of the gameplay though, and then you just get one more thing I wanted to touch on was this. So you open that up, and then you get BD1 materials, light metal. So this is the really interesting thing. It'll be cosmetic, I'm sure. So I do wonder if like this light metal, if that's going to be just a cosmetic thing for a particular part of BD1, or if it's something else. Don't really know, but I'm really keen to see more. So guys, that is the gameplay for Star Wars Jedi Survivor from IGN first. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I'll have tons of videos on this gameplay at some point, I'm sure, as well, over the coming weeks or months, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.